हेलो हेलो माळी हॅलो आवाज येतोय का?
हो सर येतोय.
ओके yes, we will start now. In the last week and last period, we are started with the topic number 3, that is vector atom model. And in that topic, we are studied so many things, different types of atom models, then different particles which are existing in the atom, and quantum numbers associated with the electrons. So all these things are discussed in the last period. Today we'll study about the fundamental or the basic concepts of vector atom model. Basic concepts of vector atom model. Basic concept of vector atom model. A basic concept of vector atom model, it means how this atom model is described and the various hypotheses and all these postulates, assumptions which are given by different atom models were experimentally proved by the vector atom model. So in that, the first thing is the space quantization. Space quantization. Here, the meaning of quantization. Quantization is related with the quantum of energy. Quanta means whenever electron rotates around the nucleus, it causes orbital motion, spin motion. So it has orbital energy, spin energy. Again, it will have angular momentum. Now, this energy possessed by the electron is explained in this space quantization. Now, whenever electron rotates around the nucleus in the elliptical orbit, then this elliptical orbit, this is the elliptical orbit. This elliptical orbit, when this electron is subjected to the external magnetic field, this is the axis of external magnetic field. This is the axis of the external magnetic field. Then the angular momentum vector, this is the angular momentum vector, which is perpendicular to the plane of electron orbit, that precesses about this axis of magnetic field. Yes. This angular momentum vector precesses means what? This plane of electron orbit changes, and when the plane of electron orbit changes, the vector, angular momentum vector, which is always perpendicular to the plane, also changes. So this angle made by this momentum vector changes. So this angular momentum vector, it changes from 0 to 180 degrees. 0 to 180 degree. Therefore, this magnetic orbital quantum number, MS, which is the projection of this angular momentum vector on the axis of magnetic field, that is ML. ML is given by L cos theta. L cos theta. So this theta, then we take 0. This angle will be 0 when the axis of magnetic field and angular momentum vector are parallel to each other, are collinear. These vectors are collinear. If these two vectors are collinear, then the plane of electron orbit will be like this. Then this angular momentum vector and axis of magnetic field will be collinear. Therefore, theta will be 0, and this cos 0 is 1. Therefore, this ML will have plus L value. It will have the plus L value. Then, if this angle is 90 degree, it means this is the angular momentum vector. This angle will be 90 degree. And plane of the electron orbit will be like this. Because this vector is always perpendicular to the plane. So this ML is equal to L cos theta. If theta is 90 degree, cos 90 0, there will be 0. Means magnetic orbital quantum number will have 0 value when the axis of magnetic field and angular momentum vector are perpendicular to each other. Now, if this angular momentum vector are anti-parallel, it is anti-parallel like this angle will be 180 degree. At that time, this ML is equal to L cos theta. Therefore, if theta is 180 degree, then cos 180 is minus 1. Therefore, it is minus L. Means ML will be minus L. So, this ML can have the values minus L to plus L. These are the limiting values of the magnetic orbital quantum number. So, that is studied in the space quantization, and depending upon that value, that cos theta is given by ML upon L. ML is equal to L cos theta, therefore cos theta will be ML upon L. And ML can have the value minus L 0 plus L. Therefore, this cos theta, if you take here these values, then it will be minus 1, 0 plus 1. Cos minus 1 is 180 degree, 90 degree, and 0 degree. 0 degree. Therefore, these will be the angles. These will be the angles. And by using these angles, we can show the planes of electron orbits. This is the axis of magnetic field. Then, this is the plane of electron orbit. Is shown like this. With this is 0. This is plus L. This is minus L. Plus L and minus L. So, these are the values of ML. These are the values of ML. So, this shows us the plane of the electron orbit. Now, we can obtain the possible orientations of the plane of electron orbit about the axis of magnetic field. And these possible orientations are restricted by this quantum number here, magnetic orbital quantum number, which restrict the possible orientations about the axis of magnetic field. So this ML can have 2l plus 1 values. 2l plus 1 values. Now if l is equal to 0, then ml will have only one value. 1. If l is equal to 1, then ml will be having 3 values. That is plus 1, 0, minus 1. If l is equal to 1, if l is equal to 2, then ml is equal to 4 plus 5, 5 is plus 2 plus 1, 0, minus 1, minus 2. These will be the values of the ml. And from these, the possible orientations about the axis of magnetic field are given here. Then, this is about the space quantization. The second part in the tetrahedral model is the spin electron or electron spin. Electron spin hypothesis. Now, this hypothesis is that electron possesses motion about its own axis. That was given by Gauss-Smith and Coulomb. To study the fine structure of spectral lines, if we take the spectrum, and if that spectrum is subjected to the magnetic field, then the splitting of the spectral lines takes place, and we get a fine structure of the spectral line. For the study of this fine structure and Zeeman effect we will study afterwards. Zeeman effect is related to the splitting of spectral line under the action of magnetic field. Those things we will study afterwards. But for this anomalous Zeeman effect and the fine structure of spectral line, for the study of these things, is Gauss-Smith and Uhlenbeck put forth a hypothesis of electron spin. According to these two, electron is a solid sphere like structure, like this. It is a solid sphere like structure. It is a structure like a solid sphere. Electron is like a solid sphere. And this sphere, which rotates about its own axis. And this motion of the electron about its own axis, that is called a spin motion. And this spin motion gives us the spin quantum number. And this spin quantum number is taken always 1/2. I have told you already that is spin is equal to 1/2. It may be clockwise or anti-clockwise. So it is taken as 1/2. Now this spin motion of electron gives us spin magnetic moment. That magnetic moment atom, you know that atom, which is nucleus and electrons. The number of protons in the nucleus equal to the number of electrons revolving around the nucleus. So the number of protons equal to number of electrons. This number is equal, therefore atom is electrically neutral. There is no any charge on the atom. Atom is electrically neutral because it contains equal number of protons and equal number of electrons. Therefore, atom is electrically neutral. If one of the electron is ejected from the atom, 1 plus charge will be excess, and the atom will act as a ion. it will become ion, positive ion. So the number of protons and number of electrons are equal. Now this electron, which is having a sphere-like structure, having spin motion, that is spin momentum of the electron, and this spin momentum which gives us magnetic moment mu s. Mu s is taken here, magnetic moment, spin magnetic moment. These two vectors, spin vector and spin magnetic momentum vector, they are opposite to each other. And this spin motion of the electron has a negative charge. And whenever any charge is in motion, it produces magnetic field. And this magnetic moment, that is spin motion gives spin magnetic moment, orbital motion gives orbital magnetic moment. And these two, orbital plus spin, orbital spin plus spin, these two momenta gives atom magnetic moment, that is atomic magnetic moment, and therefore atom act as a tiny magnet. Atom act as a tiny magnet. It acts as a small magnet. You know, magnet like this, then north pole and south. Atom magnet has two poles, north pole and south. Our Earth is also a magnet. It has a magnetic field, Earth's magnetic field. The south pole from which the magnetic lines are originated, and those lines enters into the north pole. Means the magnetic lines which are emitted from this south pole and it enters into the north pole. These magnetic lines, Earth's magnetic lines, that gives Earth magnetic field. Now the question is that from where the magnetic field arises to our Earth. Magnetism is the property of magnetic material. Iron is magnetic material, cobalt, nickel. These are the magnetic materials. They shows magnetic properties. But Earth has a magnetic property. Then from where it comes into picture? Why Earth act as a magnet? The question, or the answer of this question is still not obtained, because there is no exact answer of this question. Many people tells that Earth, which contains various metals, and because of those metallic content, Earth acts as a magnet. But that is not the reason. So many people are telling that Earth, whose center is containing the fluid. Earth, central part of Earth is a fluid, and that fluid is responsible for the Earth's magnetic field. This is one more, but that is not proved. Another, so many people are saying that Earth and Sun, there is a gravitational force between Earth and Sun, and because of this gravitational force of attraction, the magnetic field arises. All these things, all these theories, these are the predictions, but they are not practically proved. Till this question is unsolved question. But Earth has a magnetic field. It is practically proved. But from where Earth has magnetic field? That question is unanswered question. So our atom act as a tiny magnet. This tiny magnet, that is North Pole and South Pole. This electron has a spin motion, orbital motion. Therefore, these two motions gives two momentum, angular momentum of the electron, which gives us the magnetic moment. So this atom has a magnetic moment mj, equal to j h upon 2 pi. So this magnetic moment of the atom, this is here. PL is L, h upon spin, spin momentum. That is yes, h upon 2 pi. Speed j h upon 2 pi. This angular momentum is responsible for the atom to act as a tiny magnet. Because of this angular momentum, which is the summation of orbital and spin motion, atom act as a tiny magnet. So this is for the atom. Now the values of PL, CS, all these things, the PL is given by h upon 2 pi. This is in accordance with Bohr's second postulate. That is the angular momentum is integral multiple of h upon 2 pi. Here h is Planck's constant. Planck's constant, which is related with the energy. Planck's constant is related with the energy. So this is angular momentum, spin momentum, and total h upon 2 pi. These are the angular momenta. But according to wave mechanics, the equations are given by this L is given by L into L plus H. According to wave mechanics, the correct value of angular momenta are given by this. These equations, they are used in wave mechanics. So this is about the spin of electron, spin electron. Then we will study about the Pauli's principle, which is already studied by you. Now this principle is related with the feeling of electrons in different orbits. In case of many electron atoms, the electrons are distributed in different orbits, different cells. These orbits are called cells. And so we are having this nuclear first, second, third, like this. Different orbits are there, cells are there. Now this distribution of electrons is known by cell. N is the orbital number. If you take first orbit, there will be 2 electrons. If you take second, there will be 8 electrons. If you take third orbit, there will be 18 electrons. Means N is equal to 1. There will be 2 electrons. N is equal to 2, second orbit. There will be 8 electrons. N is equal to 3. There will be 18 electrons. N is equal to 4. There will be 32 electrons. So depending upon the distribution of electrons is like this. Means if there are 3 electrons in a given atom, like lithium having 3 electrons. Now, out of these 3 electrons, 2 electrons are distributed in the first orbit, and the remaining 1 electron is in the third orbit. It means the first orbit contains only 2 electrons. It does not allow to enter the third electron. Means the orbits or cells accommodate the electrons according to their given capacity, 2, 8, 18, 32. And if 1 or 2 or more electron try to enter into that orbit, these electrons are not allowed. Means if we are having this orbit, there are 2 electrons, and if any electron try to enter into that orbit, then that electron is not allowed. Means Pauli's exclusion principle we call. Pauli's exclusion principle means Pauli's principle states that no 2 electrons in a given orbit can possess the same amount of energy. Means if these are 2 electrons, if there are 2 electrons in the first orbit, but their energies are different. They rotate in suborbits. This electron is rotating one orbit, suborbit. This is in another suborbit. Means this is cell. A given cell is there, but into that cell there are 2 subcells in which these 2 electrons rotates. Means no 2 electrons can possess the same energy in the given quantum state or given quantum energy level. No 2 electrons. Although 2 electrons are there, their energies are different. Means Pauli's exclusion principle states that no 2 electrons can possess the same amount of energy. No 2 electrons in a given orbit possess the same energy. This is one statement. Another, no 2 electrons can have the same set of quantum numbers. MLMS. Same set of quantum numbers. No 2 electrons possess the same set of quantum numbers. Means 2 electrons are there, but their quantum numbers are different. Energies are different. Again, if any electron enters into the given orbit, already there exist the electrons according to the capacity of that orbit. That extra electron which try to enter okay, we will stop here.